Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. In the last episode, we continued the trial of Maya Fey and ended on the question of where was the murderer, or where was Eenie Miney at the time of the murder? And it's got to be the channeling chamber. Miss Miney was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Order. That's... Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the channeling chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. It's simple. Miss Eenie Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Where was I hiding? It's gotta be behind the folding screen. Now remember, we found a clothing box in the side room that had a bullet hole in it, exactly 8 inches off the ground, which matches the bullet hole that we found 8 inches off the ground on the folding screen, which means that the box was behind the folding screen at the scene of the crime. Here, of course, behind the folding screen. Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. No, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying... Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. Yeah, her personality is really crazy now that her eyes are open. The witness was behind the folding screen with the help of this. The clothing box. Miss Miney, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means that has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right, I was sleeping there, so how would I know? So I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright. Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Yes, I can with some evidence. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. The folding screen bullet hole. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order. So what you were saying... Then Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Miney? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eenie Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do that all by herself. Correct, it's not possible, because she had the help of Aunt Morgan. It really isn't possible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Need I remind you? The foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Miss Miney, you had an accomplice. It's gotta be Morgan. If it wasn't someone from Korean Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fey. Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happens. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime, long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. Oh. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would be easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind the murder. Is this Eni? Who is that, laughing at a time like this? Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by the chance evolving? What is it this time? Miss Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something as petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is? If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act, what reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's such a stupid question, so she wouldn't be framed for the crime. Huh? Well, that's... Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eni Miney want to kill Dr. Gray? Where's her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. I don't have a motive. Motive? That's... I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? Well, he killed her sister. The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Newspaper clipping, articles, maybe profiles? I don't know, practice incidents. I thought we had, maybe it was this one. I guess this is the one. I'm trying to find the evidence that connects Ian to Dr. Gray. I think it's the newspaper. Huh. Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great. Now even she is calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm going to explain, so please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I wanted revenge, then I wouldn't have waited this long. And sides, this the guy that thought of the spirit thing was Dr. Gray. It was a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see, pathetic Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fey to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. So many failures, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, it's just it's just as I told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Miney. We're gonna object? There we go. Oh, is it Mia? Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? I mean, we gotta say yes, I can. I thought the sister connection was a fine enough motive. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Oh, interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. A Bon Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a sec. Okay, that was a close one. I thought the sister connection was more than enough to be a clear motive, but I guess there's more? Yeah, there's definitely more, and we managed to survive all the way up here, so in the next episode, or the next few episodes, we'll finish this trial and see where it takes us. So yeah, we'll do that in the next episode. So until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then.